Hello again everybody and welcome back to a new DROD Let's Play series. Last time I was on YouTube I finished off my DROD RPG Tenry's Tale second half, kind of miniature Let's Play, and so now we're moving back onto a traditional DROD hold. I've chosen to play a 5.0 engine hold, She'll Carry a Really Big Sword by Insoluble. This hold was released back in 2018 and I was actually a beta tester for it, so that does mean that I've played most of the rooms, pretty much all the rooms, at some point. I think there were a couple that I was unable to get at the time. But it's been long enough, you know, 2.5 years, that I'll have forgotten the solutions since then anyway. I haven't played that hold again since it was released. And so, you know, I'm hoping that this will still be an organic experience and an experience which you guys enjoy and I'll enjoy too. The reason why I chose this hold over something older or a bit different is because I did fancy a 5.0 era hold after playing Journey to Rooted Hold. I think that the style nowadays of architecture is a style which I prefer, more linchpin based, particularly in this hold is very linchpin based, and admittedly, you know, there are plenty of 2.0 era holds, even Architect's Edition holds, which aren't, you know, they lean towards more puzzle aspects and less hack and slash aspects, unlike, you know, King Dugan's Dungeon and Journey to Rooted Hold. But still, I thought I can always go back to an older era hold next time. So for now, we're doing She'll Carry a Really Big Sword, which hopefully should be fun. And yeah, like I say, this is a kind of not a blind Let's Play by any stretch. You know, I've seen all the rooms, but they were so long ago that the solution forming process should still be organic enough. So yeah, let's get into it. Oof. So in case you don't quite remember Second Sky, this is a 149th critic, and she insults Bethro for a bunch of the game and then kind of disappears in Fire Hotlands, and this is kind of a continuation of her story. So we're here in Navish, I'm not sure actually how to pronounce that word, but anyway, Delver's Dis, and yeah, huge thanks to beta testers Blorks, Mauve Butterfly, myself, and Alex. Them's all took. Yeah. Well, thank you, Insoluble. Okay, first room. So I've got a pressure plate here, which is releasing those two roaches, and yeah. What? I mean, why can't I just put the roach straight into the fire trap, and you know, and that's that. Maybe because by themselves the roaches aren't going to find their way into the fire traps. Yeah, I mean, just from the setup of this loop, you know, it looks like I Yeah, the room topology here means that I can't actually just get one of these roaches into this chamber, because I need to be both west and south of this this row. So I need to be standing like this on this square here in order to get this roach to kind of round this wall. But then, of course, I can't then get round this this structure anywhere near quick enough to prevent this roach from finding its way into this little alcove here. So, in that case, I am going to need both roaches up here. And then, you know, the first roach gets caught in the alcove here, and then the second roach will be stepping on this tile, and then we'll just slide down here, and I can then put it up here and onto this fire trap. In terms of then dealing with the second roach, yeah, vertical preference means that yeah, vertical preference means that I can actually get this roach into this alcove pretty easily, and I'll show you how to do that. So once we're in this position, vertical preference means that we're going to have this roach step northeast and then southeast, and then it'll slide down this wall, and then I can put it in here. This doesn't work for this alcove because it's rotated. So instead, it vertical preferences down this passageway, which is the equivalent of this passageway on this side, which is why we do need the second roach to help us out. So we can just put them in this situation, and then that one roach will slide down there. We can kill it on that fire trap. We bring this roach round and put it in the alcove here, and then, as we demonstrated earlier, vertical preference will put it in the right place. Stupid roaches, you're always getting in each other's way. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a very big fan of roach maze rooms, but this is a good roach maze room. If you're going to do a roach maze, do it like this. You know, it's not just blindly getting a roach to follow you around, and there isn't also, what's nice about this is there isn't really a failure state which you can get yourself into. Like, you can always move the roaches back out and kind of play around with lots of different possibilities without having to restart the room. So, you know, a pretty gentle introduction room, a nice room to have as your first kind of room the player sees in the whole hold, because, you know, it gives you a flavour. It's a linchpin room, which, you know, is not too difficult. Is just kind of a nice sort of gentle introduction to kind of the style of rooms that we're going to see. Maybe linchpins, and then you'd expect maybe a bit more difficulty as the whole progresses. But yeah, a nice first room, and not too tricky. Okay. So looks like, yeah, we're gonna need this skipper to be on the water over here, and also for the construct to step east into this onto this square to push the powder keg onto the hot tile and blow up this area to kill both of the monsters. So kind of pretty obvious what we're going to need. What moves first here? Okay, the skipper moves first. Obviously, the skipper can't step on floor tiles, and the construct can't step on ore mites or deep water. So we do have some sort of room constraints. That is also going to be an issue. We can't have either of the monsters step on these arrows, because obviously the construct would be trapped by ore mites, and the water skipper trapped by kind of floor. And as we saw, the bomb doesn't reach this this high. So we're going to need to use the room geometry a bit more. So I think... So what did we say? We said the skipper moves first. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure exactly yet what I want to go for. Because, yeah, this doesn't work. And in fact... Yeah, what I need really is for the construct to be here. For me to be down here, and for the construct to like slide across this wall, and then for me to be able to step to this column to drag it down. In which case I'm going to need the skipper to be where? Well, if I have the construct on this spot, and have the skipper here. Yeah, that could work. The problem with that is that the construct is just gonna dodge around the skipper. Like, it's the way constructs move is that even if I'm in this row in line with it, it's still gonna move southeast. Although it does move second, so if I can step here, like move south, then it'll still be behind the skipper. And then, yeah, that could work. Let's see if I can set that up. So I basically want this situation, but on the other side, with the skipper like here, and the construct on this floor space. I'm gonna have to go this way first, though, obviously, because otherwise one or other of those monsters is gonna get caught. So how am I gonna set this up? Yeah, because I can't get the construct to be trapped in this section of the room. Maybe something more like that. Yeah, see, the thing is with this is that... Oh, there we go. I think that's what I want. I was going to say, the thing is when we're moving... if we have the construct in this position, is that I was thinking maybe if I just try and step south, this would work just stepping south if the skipper also couldn't just step on this deep water. But what we can do is this. And now the skipper is held in this corner by the floor tile, and the construct is held by the ore mites. And I think that is actually the solution. I do need the skipper to stand there, and can I... Okay, that's nearly what I want then. It's not quite, because... Because I do need the construct to be stepping east when on this. But actually, no, that shouldn't be too difficult to set up. I can just have the water skipper in this spot and the construct on this spot. I think that should work. Yeah, like that. And then, yeah. Now we step here. The construct steps round the skipper due to flexible beelining. We will then step north. Construct pushes the keg onto the hot tile and blows everything up. What's the matter, Construct? Afraid of little ore might patch? Yeah. My dad'll beat up your dad. I don't know if that's something that goes on in America, but very British primary school insult. Anyway. What is happening here? Okay. Well... Right, so I need to basically hit all 4 of these plates without any of these monsters. Well, obviously the skipper can't step on these plates, but neither the construct nor the roach to be able to step on these plates. So this is, I guess, a similar situation to last time. I want something like this, I think. Yeah, not exactly. I think I need a specific setup in each, kind of in each instance. So maybe something like the roach on this tile, the construct on this tile, and the water skipper on this tile. That way, we're kind of immobilizing everything. The main thing we have to worry about is the construct, because obviously the roach isn't just going to beeline round to the plates. Like, that pretty much isn't going to happen. But the construct, since it can move through shallow water, will just go and stand on the plates if it can, which means that we basically need to wall it in, and we can use the roach and the water skipper to do that. So something like, yeah, if the skipper and the construct were swapped, then this would be perfect. Maybe though I want to do, just start the room a little bit different. Yeah, I mean oh yeah, so actually that works. Yeah, so seeing that. So what's happening here is obviously that when I step in line with either of these 2 monsters, they just have standard beelining. I can't remember what it's called. It might just be standard, but they can't move diagonally. They'll just move in the direction that I am, and since it's orthogonally, they're not going to do any sliding or anything fancy like that. They're just going to stand still. They can't do anything else. The construct, however, uses flexible beelining, which means that it can step around obstacles, kind of one-tile obstacles. So it can dodge around this roach. As you can see, it has. Once, it can go kind of within 3, basically it's like the way the construct can move is within kind of the 3 rows of me. So the top row, the row that I am actually on, and the bottom row. Constructs do prefer to go north here, I think. So, I mean, obviously that's irrelevant here because it can only go north, but that's just something to keep in mind. Construct will go northeast, dodging around the roach, but then when we step back here, it gets trapped. Now, obviously, the skipper is trapping the construct to the right, and the roach is trapping the construct to the left, and so I can hit those 2 plates. And now, yeah, now this actually should just sort itself out, I think, when we move round. Not quite, but that is fine. We can just do another one exactly the same as on the south, but on the north side. Construct skips around the roach and then into position and is trapped. Easy as that. I do need to make sure the construct doesn't actually hit the hit that plate there though. So I think if I just go around this way, then yeah. Awesome. Sheesh, you three really walked right into that one. Or swam. Walked down, swam. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Cool room. Again, these all seem to be focusing on the same sort of thing. Just movement patterns and knowing how different monsters move and kind of being familiar with vertical preferences and sort of where a monster can move in these two rooms, as well as construct pathing, which is the flexible beelining. And looks like we actually have another room like this. I've got 2 roaches and a construct here, and 3 plates releasing each. It's pretty obvious what I need. Obviously, all 3 monsters are going to step on these fire traps. There are 2 sets of traps here. Obviously, the construct will get trapped on this side, but the roaches can't step on shallow water, so won't. And vice versa, on like the other way around on this side, where constructs won't step on the all mites, but roaches will. So what I want, if we just have a look at, yeah, the construct moves last, so I can do something like this. Can I? Yeah, actually, maybe something more like this. So the construct moves last. I mean, ordinarily, wouldn't you be able to just use vertical preference to have your last monster kind of slide up the wall like that? That's what I was trying to get with the construct, but I don't think this is going to work because of the way constructs move. It might do though. If we just free the first roach. Yeah, so what's happening there is that, again, because of the difference in construct, you know, what's it called? Construct pathing. It doesn't do vertical sliding there. It just steps west and then obviously gets trapped. So I think what we actually need is for, this is roach 1, we need something like this. Yeah. So what's happening here is that this roach moves, if we get back up here, this roach moves first. So when I step up north, this roach will step here. This roach moves second, so it will then replace the first roach. That means that the construct can neither step northwest nor west to path to me. And so its kind of final option is going to be to slide upwards. Like so. And now I need to engineer a situation similar but a bit different on the other side. I need to use the construct to make sure that these 2 roaches don't step on the all might. So how am I going to manage that? Obviously, one of the things to note is that obviously I can trap a roach here, and despite the construct moving last, I can still get it in the front position, and that's again using the flexible beelining. The construct will move here, and ordinarily you can't reorder these in a way where the last moving monster steps ahead of the first moving monster. But in this case, because it's happening the turn before, we can manage that. So I'm thinking maybe... Yeah, okay, I think I have the idea. So, this is fine. So what I'm going to do here is I've set up again our sliding mechanic where we have the first moving roach to the east of the second moving roach so that they both slide together due to vertical preference. And then we saw previously, you know, just a couple of seconds ago when I was using just one roach, that when the construct is southeast of the first roach, it can't... what happens is it moves first and slides down south, and then obviously the construct moves south. So you can get this a similar sliding kind of mechanism, but just set up slightly different due to turn order. So what I want is basically roach number 1 and roach number 2 to be, well, exactly like this, except we have roach 2 here as well. And that should hopefully get this done. Yeah, unfortunately that isn't quite going to work because this corner means that they step in a vertical line, and what I want is them in a horizontal line. So I'm thinking maybe something more like, yeah, that. Actually, again, that doesn't quite work. Yeah, so one of the things is I need to be south of these roaches when they form up here. So maybe... Oh, actually, can I do these roaches one at a time? Yeah, why not do that? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's way easier. Again, we can set up a similar situation. And there we go. Yeah. So theoretically, yeah, you could have roach 1, roach 2, and then have them both slide down together. But in practice, I don't think you can actually do that in this room. So, like, doing them one at a time is completely viable. And so, you know, why not just do that? What's the matter, construct? Afraid of? No, wait. I already used that one. Okay. Cool. Yeah, another similar themed room, but again, these are different enough that they're still, you know, it doesn't feel like repetitive. Okay, and this room seems, yeah, this is pretty obvious. You just, we just want to make sure this... I'm pretty sure all that we need is the Wraith Wings to be in this box surrounding the bomb at the same time. Do we? Well, for one, I'm going to need a Wraith Wing to protect me from the Omtlik. I think I only need one Wraith Wing for that. It might be easier to just have one. So, see if I can just grab one. Yeah, the way Wraith Wings move means it's not going to be super easy for me to just grab one. Oh, and actually, yeah, I do need 3. So, how is this room going to work, actually? Oh. Yeah, I can just kill the Wraithwings on these fire traps. I was going to say, I thought that I might need to use the bomb to kill the Wraithwings, but no. No, all I need is set up here where I have one Wraithwing here, one Wraithwing here, and one Wraithwing here to block the on-click beams, and then I step on this plate and the Wraithwings will step on the fire traps. Okay, well, that shouldn't be too difficult to set up. There we go. Nice. What are you so afraid of, Wraithwings? I'm afraid you got yourself killed. Ooh. Okay. Right. What's going on here? Decoy. So I need decoy in an orientation such that it can kill. Do I? No, I think I'd just maybe... Obviously, the decoy can't be in a direction which allows it to kill, like, stab at all of these brains. But I can just use the mimic to kind of move these brains around if I need. If I need to, so... I think I'm going to do something like this. No. I do need to use the decoy as... leverage. So, how am I going to manage this? I'm not sure what orientation is going to be best at this point. Like, is it better to... Is it better to have the diagonal, or is it better to... Is it better to have... So you've got kind of two directions which you're blocking, or is it better to have a kind of a flat wall? I'm thinking diagonal. Like that does make sense. And yeah, I can do a pattern like this. Obviously, I don't want to kill the mimic. I don't think I want to go that far south. I think I want to do something. Yeah, something more like this, maybe. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out, there's definitely a pattern, like a reproducible pattern here, which I'm not quite getting. Yeah, so this is the kind of thing I want, but, you know, not quite. It's not quite working. And yeah, like there I've gone too far up. Like I still need to use the decoy as leverage. Like I need to remember that I need to use the decoy as leverage because I've got such a small space. But I think this is working though. Like I can get my square of leverage, move it down by one, get a square of leverage, move it down by one, and then I can actually do the same but across. So let's do that. Square of leverage across, then move it across by one, square of leverage down, move it down by one, Oh, I actually want the square leverage up. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, this is... I'm not a big fan of this room, just because... I don't know. This sort of puzzle doesn't really interest me that much. It just kind of feels like stumble around. There's definitely like an easier way to do this, I'm sure, but it kind of feels like just stumble around until you happen to fall on the right sort of solution. Like, I much prefer the other rooms we've played so far on this level, just because that I felt like I could easily and sort of effectively reason those out. But now, yeah, now that's actually, we're actually nearly done. This one is going to be a bit of a pain. That's fine though, and then yeah, we just need to do the trick which we've been kind of accidentally doing this whole time, and I've been trying to move these two around, which is just to stab the mimic using the kind of push move. So we want something like, we want that. So we just want to be one square. Need more leverage. Want to be one square further south. One square further east. And then, there we go. Silly mimic, you got yourself stabbed. Yeah, you did. This is a nice idea, and I'm sure other people don't mind puzzles like this, but I don't really like mimics that much, and just playing around with it kind of just felt a little bit trial and error to me. Maybe it's just the kind of method I used to solve it. I'm sure maybe if I kind of thought about it a bit more, then I could reason out a proper pattern. I did kind of stumble across one kind of by the end, but again, this not my favorite sort of puzzle, but still okay. Nothing wrong with it, really. Okay, what have we here? So I need the what now? Right. So I need the construct to be holding the rattlesnake in such a way so that these are held down, and then the bomb blows everything up at the end. Okay. This isn't going to be super easy, because this is a... I think it might be easier if this were brained, just because brained serpents are easier to move around. But yeah, looks like... Obviously, I can't have the construct stepping on this, so the rattlesnake definitely needs to be the one who's holding this plate down. This seems like a convenient place to place my... convenient spot to have my construct. So if I had a construct here, then how would I get this to work? Yeah, I have basically this shape, but flipped round. So the head is standing on this tile here, and then the tail is... Well, it doesn't really matter. The tail's either here or here. I think it would be easier to have the tail here. And then I have the construct on this spot. So I think the first thing I'm going to want to do is actually just put the construct in place, because I can do the snake manipulation remotely. I don't know though whether the you know, my parity and stuff is going to be right, but like, so I want something like, yeah, I basically want this, except that the serpent starts here and then goes up, which means that I'm going to want to do something more like, well, I don't want it to move. Okay. I don't want that construct to be moving. That's annoying. I was thinking maybe, like, I can get that to go north, but actually maybe it would just be easier to have it like this. So time it such that it's going north here. Kind of once it hits this spot, which means that, yeah, I need it to get there a couple turns earlier. So maybe like that. Yeah. Cool. And then obviously the construct is holding the rattlesnake in place, and boom. What's the matter, construct? Afraid of a little? Ugh, yeah. Maybe I am bad at this. I mean, maybe. You know, I'm not sure how many times, you know, you'd actually be criticizing constructs. I mean, they are just robots, right? Maybe, do they even respond to criticism? I'm not sure, but maybe you need to improve your criticism of constructs. But yeah, thankfully this is set up in such a way that the manipulation is pretty easy and the setup is obvious. But I do really like this concept. I've played around a lot with using dynamic monsters to trap serpents or brain serpents and stuff like that. And so this is the type of thing that you know, I'm pretty familiar with, and yeah, the way this room is set up, like I say, having this All Might square on the right hand side and having the serpent, the bomb at the top here makes this room considerably easier, because you can just push the snake north and then east, which is other directions it wants to go. If this had been flipped, then I'm not even sure. It might not even be possible, but if it is possible, it's going to be, you know, if the All Might square was on this side, for example, and then maybe the bomb here, and then the coil over here, then it would have been significantly harder and maybe not even possible. But as it is, this is pretty lenient, and you could probably stumble across this solution, provided you knew what you were trying to set up. You could get there without too much difficulty, even if you're not super familiar with the way serpents move. So, nice room. I enjoyed that one. Secret room. It's not all that secret, though, is it? I mean, it's right out here in the open. Fine then, unrequired room. Yeah. Okay. Let's just have a look at what's going on here. I suppose I could always save this one for later. I don't need to do it to clear this level. In fact, oh, yeah, the level's actually clear. Notice from the Department of Door Manufacturing. Blue door construction is still in progress. Please proceed at your own discretion. Okay, yeah, cool. So, I think one of the things... Initially, this wasn't the case. I don't think in beta testing, but... yeah, I seem to remember, I think Insoluble was like, well... Why not just let the player experience the whole hold and play basically things whenever they wanted to in a kind of pseudo-linear fashion, but, you know, if you do get really stuck on a room, then you can always push ahead and then come back to it later. which is nice. I tend to now just try and do things where puzzles are, you know, you can approach every puzzle from the hold start, just because, particularly when you're making a hold which is a bit more difficult. This hold, you know, like I say, is a 7.5 brain rating. Lots of players are going to get stuck, and having them only being able to, you know, if they got stuck on, I don't know, well, let's say they got stuck on this room, then they can only experience the 9 rooms in this level. Like, they can't experience the other 5 levels or whatever. They can only experience these rooms. So why kind of block content when you can just have all the content available, especially in a harder hold? Obviously, that does make story a bit harder to kind of build around. So that is one consideration to make, but it just depends on what you're going for. Anyway, yeah. What's happening here? Okay, so looks like basically I just need to yeah. I need to do something like this, except I need the queen to be standing on this plate at the end. So I think we can just do this with spawn timing. Yeah. So we open this. We can open this whenever we want, and then I can kind of reevaluate the room as we go, because these queens aren't going to spawn. So I need to make sure the queens don't like get stuck anywhere. Or sorry, they do get stuck somewhere. I need to, because otherwise they will just run over to this eastern kind of wall. So yeah, I mean, the line that they're going to take is this. Which one moves first? Okay, that's a bit annoying. Is it? No. No. Okay, that is actually fine. Yeah, okay, I think I have a sort of idea. I want these queens to spawn when this queen is here, and when this queen... I think I can get the second queen stuck on this tile using the spawn again. So I'm just going to see how close I am. Actually very close. I do need to make sure that they don't both just die though. So maybe I want them to spawn one turn later, one turn earlier. Yeah, something like that actually is nice, because then I can do something like this. Yeah. And so I've got the queen now stuck on this corner, which is ideal, because I can then I can at least I can somehow, this feels like now I can somehow work my way around this queen. I think I'm going to want to step here. And then, yeah, then I think I want something like this. And then maybe... This is... Yeah, this is nearly what I want, but not quite. I don't know whether I need to be... Yeah, because I need to get to the southeast side of this queen to push it northwest and step back on this tile. I also need to stand on this plate, which I may as well do now. Yeah, in fact, I probably should have done this earlier. Oh, actually, that might actually have done it. Yeah. I can do that. Yeah, that's actually done it. So this, this plate actually seems to be more of a hint than a, than anything else, because I don't think I would have got that necessarily without that plate. I think I would have probably just been kept trying to go around this, the single queen and forever until I eventually died. But no, we can now just clear this room, because these queens will then, we can just set them up to spawn around the hot tiles here and then kill themselves on this square, and then the roach spawn to come and die on these tiles. So yeah, okay, that's this room definitely a little bit tougher than the other rooms in the level, just because I think it requires more precise execution one turn later. But still, like, yeah, this is something that you could have seen in like one of the easier rooms in Mother of All Roaches, for example. And yeah, I am thankful for this hint, because that definitely got me this solution much quicker than I think I otherwise would have. But there you go. First level down, swordless level. And yeah, these were really nice rooms. I think most of them pretty contained puzzles, so you didn't really have to worry about like monsters coming and killing you and stuff like that. But still fun. I mean, exploring how, you know, different terrain affects different monsters in a lot of these rooms. This room was like kind of the odd one out in terms of the content matter, I felt like. Everything else really was exploring, and maybe this room as well, but the other rooms were definitely kind of exploring how monsters move and how you can use that to your advantage. Pretty, you know, pretty okay difficulty. Nothing that really was a massive stumper here. And unfortunately, Insoluble, and I think throughout this whole hold, he's trying to make sure that the execution difficulty is reasonable, and so you're not kind of floundering around trying to find a magic move sequence to get things done. Once you can figure out kind of basic concepts and understand how they apply to the room, then you should hopefully be able to clear it. Like this room, like you can see exactly what's going on and exactly what formation. You can plan ahead and figure out exactly what formation will allow everything to kind of fall into place. And it's the same with all these rooms, actually. This room I did just kind of fall on the solution kind of by accident, but you know, the same sort of thing applies. This room, again, all of them pretty fun. I think the weakest two were these two in the bottom south, the southwest corner and the south room. This room, just because it was very easy and obvious, and this room just because personally it's not really my thing, but there you go. Yeah, very fun rooms. This unrequired room, yeah, bit more difficult than the others, but again, you know, nothing too outrageous. And maybe, I think maybe Insoluble made this one unrequired just because it does require you to be pretty precise in terms of your, you know, manipulation of the queens and when you're sort of releasing them to go and run about on the spawn. But this plate here did really reduce the difficulty, I think. So yeah, anyway, this is the first level of Shield carry a really big sword by Insoluble, and hopefully you enjoyed this level and this Let's Play episode. And yeah, maybe, well, we'll definitely be moving on to the next level in next episode, and hopefully I'll see you then, and yeah, you'll enjoy that episode too, because this episode, this level, very fun. Really like this one. So yeah, thanks for watching.